If you're a hypnotherapist, a coach, or a healer of some sorts, watch this video. I will share how I make money, and hopefully you will pick at least a few ideas that will be helpful to you. Who am I and why you should listen to me? My name is Guzalia. I have built a few successful businesses. I am a thriving hypnotherapist. I have a thriving hypnosis school where I help people just like you not only acquire new professions but also build their business so they can make a living. When people think about being a coach or a hypnotherapist or whatever your modality is, Reiki, massage, meditation facilitator, people think that doing that thing, this is the only way to make money. You are so wrong if you're thinking this way. I will share the ways I make money, but there are many more ways. For over 10 years, I see clients for hypnotherapy one-on-one, but this is not where I started. I actually started with groups, small, large. Sometimes I charged very little money. Sometimes I charged a lot when I worked with corporations. There are few pros of working with groups. You don't need your own location. You don't need to work every day. And when you work with corporations, you only need to sell your service to one person. And then the entire organizations become your client. And back then, my child was very young, and I also had an antique shop to run, and there were a few other things I had to take care of. I had so much on my hands, so doing group hypnosis or group healing sessions, workshops, once, sometimes twice per week, was perfect for me. And then more and more people were asking to work with me one-on-one. I sold my antique store and I rented an office and a clinic where I did hypnotherapy, coaching, consulting. Then I started incorporating shamanic healing, energy healing, because I saw a need for it. At the same time, I also did a lot of psychic readings. If I listened to business gurus who says to niche, I would never be able to build a full-time practice. In fact, I'd probably give it all up by now. I had to make money. I had to take care of my child and I had to take care of myself. I didn't have anybody else to help me. So I took every opportunity to make money. I didn't lock myself into a tiny box and didn't impose on myself any limitations. I will only do past life regression, or I am only coaching women who are divorced. Do not believe anybody who tells you to niche down. It worked well in the past when people got a profession and this is all they did their entire life. The professions were passed down through generations. Grandfather was a cobbler, father was a cobbler, son became a cobbler, and the following generation too did not have much choice. The world we're living in is changing so fast. Trends come and go, technologies evolve, and clients' needs shift rapidly. In this dynamic environment, developing a wide variety of skill is no longer optional. It's essential for your survival. People say riches are in the niches. I have to tell you, I've seen bankruptcies in the niches. While working with clients, I realized that I sometimes repeat the same things over and over and over. So I decided to write those things down, to have it available for whenever I'll need it. And it became workbooks, guides, which later became full books that I started publishing. Then in addition to written materials, I started to record hypnosis tracks. At first the idea was to supplement the appointments, give something to the clients to continue work with. Then my library had grown so much and I decided I might as well sell them. And the demand started to grow, and I started to create packages, whole programs for people who could not come and work with me one-on-one. And that became very popular. My colleagues started asking for help. They were asking for scripts, they were asking to share some techniques. So I started writing manuals, then I started to run workshops, and people kept asking for more and more, and then it became full training programs. And I still do live training, but I also have built up a big library of different classes, courses, coaching programs. And because my colleagues keep asking for more and more scripts, I keep writing them. I don't say no to anything. I help golf players. I work with big soccer team. I have produced hypnosis programs for few dental clinics. I've been teaching classes in nursing schools. I've also taught self-hypnosis in schools, colleges, universities, fire departments, police departments, army depots. I am also working with sales teams, car dealerships, real estate agents, SaaS companies. I am teaching them hypnotic sales, the method that I've developed. Whether you're a hypnotist, a coach, or a healer, there are so many different ways to make money. This is the best time to make money. You can do it without leaving your house. You do not need to rent a physical office. I have to tell you, I actually had at some point, pre-COVID era, I had 5 offices. I had them strategically rented in different counties, and I had designated days or weeks for each office. Back then it did help me grow my business. It didn't matter from which part of my state people were searching for a hypnotherapist. I came up in a Google search. But now everything changed. You do not need a physical location to be found on Google search. You don't need to pay rent. You don't need this high rental insurance expense. You can build your entire business without leaving your home, whether you want to work one-on-one or with groups. And I have to tell you, I did not build all of my streams of income overnight. It took time, it took work. And even then, not all of the things bring the income steadily. The world is changing. The market is changing. The clients' needs are changing. Sometimes there are lots of smokers calling me. Sometimes there is more interest in past life regression, hypnosis. Sometimes everyone wants to work one-on-one. Sometimes there will be a wave when people are only interested in group experience. During some months, people want live interaction, and that will be followed by months when nobody has time for live interaction and they want only the programs that are already recorded. And sometimes there will be much less of private clients, but there will be high demand coming from corporations. And even with my passive streams of income, it's not always the same. You cannot predict it. Sometimes books bring thousands, and sometimes the sales get really low. If I ever counted on this money, that would be a problem. Some months scripts bring a lot of money. People will buy heaps of scripts, come back for more and more and more. And then at some point I will write, you've spent so much money, you might as well take one of my courses and you'll get all the scripts with this. And they'll say, no, I'm only interested in scripts. Sometimes pricing doesn't matter as long as people find what they really need. You see, this is where lots of people get it wrong. They try to niche down too much. Healing is already a niche. You don't need to break it down any further. Doesn't matter which modality you use. Hypnotherapy, energy healing, your theta healing. Those are just tools. Don't market the tools. Your clients don't care about which tools you use as long as you can help them. Don't market the modality, market yourself. You are the niche. People don't want to buy a healing modality or a technique or a protocol. They want to buy help. And you have it when you market a modality. It's very difficult to stand out in the market. There are many hypnotherapists. There are many Reiki masters. There are many coaches. There are many yoga teachers. But there is only one of you. You have no competition. Don't get me wrong here. You cannot slap all your certifications on your website. You need a better strategy to attract clients. And I teach that in my business bootcamp, how to incorporate all the talents and skills in a way that will not confuse your potential clients. And yes, it can be very difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And this is one of the biggest struggles of multi-talented practitioners. If you are a healer, you know what I'm talking about. You're probably a productivity coach, a psychic, a yoga nidra teacher, and also a theta healer, right? And nobody wants to give up on any part of it. And it doesn't matter how crazy this mix looks for you, it's non-separatable, right? It's all part of you. Here's the way I describe it to my students. Imagine you are in your castle, your office, whether it's physical or virtual. So you're sitting there with all your gifts, all your talents, knowledge, expertise, all your trainings, certifications. You have huge toolbox, and there are many doors into the castle. And each door has a sign representing one of your tools. A psychic medium, or a tarot reader, a Reiki master, a massage therapist, a wellness coach, a hypnotherapist, NLP trainer, past life regression therapist. And it doesn't matter through which door a client comes in, because they get all of you 100% with all your skills, knowledge, talents, with your entire toolbox. Imagine how would this client feel if he walks through one door, for example, energy healing, and the client sees all your tools, and during appointment you realize that some of these tools can be more helpful here. But instead of incorporating them, you tell your client, no, since you walked in through the Reiki door, this is all that we will be doing here. That is not going to make your client feel good. And there is no guarantee that they will be back to you. But if you incorporate all the appropriate tools to helping your clients, and next time they will need help, they know they can get not just Reiki from you, but you're also a skillful meditation facilitator, and you're also a pretty good coach. And let me tell you, it's so much easier to sell to one person many different things than constantly trying to chase new clients with one thing that you have available. If you decided to niche and do only smoking cessation, for example, how many times one client will come back to you? If you are any good, they shouldn't come back to you, right? But my clients are with me for many years, not just them, their entire families, and they keep sending me referrals. And when they're calling me and asking for appointments, they're not asking me for a hypnosis session or energy healing or a shamanic journey. They know that they have some sort of pain, and they know that I have a solution because I have helped them already in many different ways. And they keep coming back to me over and over and over. And even from the marketing perspective, you have much bigger chance to win a client when you have a broad skill set. And I'm not telling here wear all your hats at the same time and try to package all your tool set into one offering. Now imagine that you're a fisherman. You're out in the ocean to fish. Fish is your client. And each tool that you possess, each modality you're trained in, is a fishing rod. So who will fish out more? A fisherman with one fishing rod or with many? It's obvious here that fishermen with the most fishing rods will fish the most fish. Here's the tarot reading. Here's the energy healing. Here's traditional shamanic healing. Here's neurolinguistic programming. Here's coaching. Here's hypnosis. And at your end, you know it doesn't matter how they get to you. They get all of you 100%. When you possess a broad skill set, it's much easier for you to adapt and pivot seamlessly as the market changes. This flexibility allows you to meet your clients exactly where they are. A practitioner who can address multiple aspects of healing, personal growth, and transformation is indispensable. More skills equals more income. Being multifaceted opens doors to diverse opportunities. You can attract much wider audience. You can create a wide variety of offerings. You can easily find someone to collaborate with, and it's also important to reduce your dependency on any single income stream, because tomorrow we can wake up in a different world and that stream will dry up. And I have to tell you that it's so much better for your mental health when you are locking yourself into a narrow niche. Imagine doing the same things every day endlessly. Yes, through repetition you can master the skills, but it also leads to boredom, stagnation, and burnout. Offering a variety of services keeps your work exciting and engaging, and it also allows all parts of you to take turn to shine. So don't chase yourself into a tiny box. Broaden your skills, learn continuously, and expand your toolbox. Maybe not every tool in your toolbox will be useful, but what will be born from that mix can be so unique and so amazing. Perhaps it will be something that our world really needs right now. So experiment with blending your tools and see what comes out of it. And when I say don't lock yourself into a tiny box, it's not only about the niche. It's also about the rules and conditions. Boundaries in business are very important, but sometimes those boundaries also become limitations that sabotage your business growth. And let me know if you recognize yourself. Do you have a strict work schedule, 9 to 5 or whatever it is? Do you say that you never work on weekends? Do you not answer your phone outside of your set schedule? Do you only market your services to your perfect client avatar? These are all limitations. It's funny how easily we can pick out those limitations and labels when we see our clients. When they say, I only date this type of man, or this is how I am and I'm not going to change, or this is the only thing that I do and I'm not willing to try anything else. But it's so hard to recognize it in ourselves, isn't it? Especially when it comes to business. Again, we may think this is healthy choice. This is the boundary needed in our business. But then you miss opportunities. Your perfect client might not actually fit into this ideal client avatar you've created. I remember at first I thought I will only do past life regression and I'm only interested in working with women, and very soon after I realized that 90% of my clientele were male and they weren't interested in past life regression. They needed help with boosting confidence, developing assertiveness and leadership skills. If I answered every phone call by saying, "No, I don't do this, I only do past life regression," I'd be out of business very quickly. Labels and roles become chains. It's important to know who you are, but it's also important to leave a space for growth. Why it matters for your business? You have to be flexible, including in your business with your schedule. And I cannot tell you how many times I've heard business gurus advising, do not ever work on weekends. People will think you don't have enough work. You don't be too available. But just like in the very beginning of my hypnosis career, and is now, I make most money on the weekends. And even during weekday, I make a lot of money in odd hours. Also, on my website, I have normal work hours, 9 to 5 or maybe 9 to 6, I don't remember. You still have to have your open hours as some point of reference, but when your potential clients call, you need to communicate your flexibility, your willingness to serve this client at the time that is convenient for them. They may have a job that they're afraid of losing, so they cannot take a day off to get an appointment during normal work hours. If I never took early morning appointments, early morning meaning 7, 6, even 5 a.m., yes, I've had some of those, or evening appointments after work hours, or weekends, I'd miss out on so much money, and I'd probably lose lots of those clients. But most of my clients, once they come to me, they stick with me for years and years, because they know when they need help, they can get it from me. Here's a magic phrase for you. We'll work it out. When a potential client says, well, I have a strict work schedule, I cannot take time off. It's okay. We'll work it out. And you schedule them at a time that is doable for them. Of course, they may have to wait a few weeks for this appointment. If your potential client says, that's a lot of money, I don't think I can swing it all in one chunk, you say, it's okay, we'll work it out, and you offer a payment plan that works for them. If you adopt this attitude, you'll book a lot more clients. In our work, we help our clients to break free from old stories, limitations, but we need to do the same in our business. 9 to 5 schedule is only relevant if you only see very few clients within your time zone. But imagine how fast you can fill your calendar with new clients when you open yourself to the entire world. So if you are a multi-talented healer and you need help integrating all your talents and skills and make it work in your business, check out my business bootcamp, and you can also schedule with me a strategy call. And if you're interested in expanding your toolbox, I have few live trainings coming up. Because it's just me, the live training opportunities are limited. I do have a wide variety of pre-recorded training programs, but only so much of it I can do in real time. Check out my website, you'll find the things you won't find anywhere else. I have Quantum Leap workshop coming up. It will be live on Zoom. It's about planning the year, setting goals in the way they're actually achievable. We will do a ritual to supercharge those goals, and we will do a hypnosis session to make sure that you achieve everything you've set for yourself. I also have Hypnotic Tarot certification course coming up. This is for hypnotists who also read tarot. I'll teach you how to hypnotize your clients during seemingly regular tarot reading. You can help your clients solve lots of problems and trigger real transformation during casual tarot reading. Why, you may ask, you would want to do this? There are actually many reasons. For the client's benefit, if you have a resisting client, or if you have someone that comes for tarot reading, but you see that you can help them more. Still, there are so many people afraid of hypnosis. There are also still many people who are unaware of benefits of hypnosis, and they may not even consider it, but they're interested in tarot. And it also will expand your clientele. Tarot market is so much bigger than hypnosis market. If you're struggling to grow your practice, offering this unique fusion of hypnosis and tarot, just imagine this is your unique proposition. Who else is offering hypnotherapy and tarot together? I mean, besides me. From my personal experience, to get hypnosis clients, I had to put in some footwork. I had to promote myself, at least in the beginning. But to get tarot clients, all I needed to do is to pull out a tarot deck and say, I'm reading it. Doesn't matter where you are. In a line to a grocery store, in a restaurant, watching your child playing soccer, or going to get your nails done. I've never had it happen to pull out a tarot deck and not walking out from that place with at least a couple of clients. And when you're good at what you do, not just trying to do prediction, but also help them to analyze their situation, to gain some insights, and also heal and trigger transformation, they are yours forever. They will be coming back to you forever. And this is why you need to learn to combine hypnotherapy and tarot. And another life training I have coming up is a human behavior profiling. You see, my mix of modalities seems crazy, but to me they are non-separatable. I live and breathe all of it every day. And while some new clients may say, I need a hypnosis session, or I need a psychic reading, or I need a coaching session, I know that once they get to me, I'll give them what I believe is the best for them at the moment, and they are going to love it. So anyway, human behavior profiling, this is not just for spies. This is a skill we all can benefit from, especially if you're in the helping field. As with all my training programs, this is not just a transfer of information. All of my trainings are designed to be your own transformational journey. You're going to apply it to yourself first. You're going to heal your own boo-boos. You're going to learn yourself and discover the parts of you probably didn't know exist. And once you live through that, it will be easier for you to apply all that you've learned and experienced and work with your clients. So anyway, human behavior profiling, you learn to read people. It's not just body language, it goes much deeper than that. Within a couple of minutes, you can figure out deepest fears, drivers, motivators, needs, and desires. You'll know the person better than they know themselves. And then you can apply this information to whatever you need to have done, whether it's in your work with clients, when you're helping them. And you know, when clients come for hypnosis, it's 99% of the time They think they have one issue, but then during appointment you realize that the problem was something completely different and they weren't aware of it. Just imagine how much more effective you can become in your work when you can read your client like an open book. In your interpersonal relationships, your spouse, your siblings, your kids, imagine how much you can improve all these relationships. And it's not about manipulation, it's about understanding people better. In building business, the skills are so important. This is what is the highest demand right now for this specific service. Car dealerships, big retailers, SaaS companies, who else is hiring me? Real estate agencies. I even had an art gallery consulting with me so they can increase their sales. Imagine how versatile those skills are. Anyways, this is the only live training I will be able to do in 2025 for the human behavior profiling. It is a time commitment. The program itself is 8 weeks long, and I'm also offering 3 master classes: hypnotic sales, neuromarketing, and hypnotic seduction. So that makes 11 weeks altogether. I'm going to drop the links in the description box. I'm wishing you a very happy new year. I know with everything that is happening in the world right now, it sounds delusional to wish for a happy year, but at our personal level, at least to some degree, we still have control. And let's make it happy and prosperous.